Four best friends, using all of their holiday magic, will tell us if this movie is actually Christmas. Or maybe it's not.
Hi,
best friends. All right. How's everyone doing?
Good. Merry December.
Yeah,
Yay.
it's December.
It's official.
We've made it. We've made it to Christmas time officially.
24
it's Dakota's
days.
birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Dakota.
That's my birthday.
For some reason, I thought you said Bobo's birthday, and I was like, no, it's not.
No.
I don't know when that dog's birthday is, but I also know it's not now.
January.
May 1st. Wait, no,
Okay.
April 1st.
Okay.
April Fool's Day.
Oh,
something.
yeah, I forgot.
It was
So
very
telling for that one.
Yeah, we should have known. Mhm.
I was just wondering if anyone has done anything Christmassy this week.
Yes.
I started my advent calendar. I
Ooh.
got
Oh,
Katya got me a tea advent calendar, which
oh,
Ooh.
cute.
you know I'm obsessed with. And so today is advent calendar day for all who celebrate.
What kind of tea did you get today in your advent calendar?
It was like a green tea with like pear and like floral. It was delicious.
Oh, that's
Yum.
great.
That doesn't
That sounds
sound
good.
good to me, but
I saw your face.
sounds
I was
good
like,
to
it's
me.
very good.
I'm not a huge green tea fan, so then if it's not a fruity flavor in addition to it, like the floral is what throws me actually. Like green tea with a floral leaves me
Yeah,
concerned.
floral. Depending on how floral, I might not like it.
Yeah, I don't really remember what it was because I've drank like 5 cups of tea since then, but it was really good.
Wow. We bought a
I'm
bunch of tea
cold.
the other day when we were at the grocery store because we're like, coffee is such a hassle to make. We don't have a coffee maker that we like right now. The espresso machine is like, we don't need to be having espresso all day. So I was like, let's just get some different teas. So we got some Christmas ones. We got a gingerbread one and a peppermint cocoa one, which is
Cocoa
fine.
tea?
Yes. It's primarily a peppermint tea with like a slight chocolatey-ness to it.
Is it like how that smooth move tea tastes like chocolate?
Does it taste like chocolate?
I don't know
Yes.
what is that? What is that?
You don't know that tea?
No, is it like
um,
ballerina tea?
It's like when you're toxic dieting and you have smooth move tea.
Ballerina tea. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Renee
Okay.
immediately nodded when I said that. So I was like, oh, okay. It's the tea that
Same
makes you
thing.
poop.
Same
Mhm.
thing.
It's the eating disorder tea. Now I know what
Yes.
you're talking
Mhm.
about.
But it tastes like chocolate, so it's so easy to drink a bunch of, and then you're like, dang.
Dang,
Too
I'm
much.
pooping 24/7. Oh, that's tough. But good to know. We also and then a chai because I just love especially when it's wintry. I need a chai. Christmassy wise, in our house, we just had to run to a handful of different stores because we saw the weather changed from like you're gonna get some snow overnight to it's gonna snow from 2 a.m. to 6 p.m.
I'm so nervous. That made me look up the weather, and I was like, I told Travis what the highs and lows were on the days we're going to be there, and he was like, let's cancel. Let's not go.
What is it going to be? Like in the 30s?
Yeah.
It's like the highs are like, I think the lowest, the high is 28, and the low is like 11. 11?
Dang.
I'm gonna be honest, we haven't seen that's in the middle
In the middle of the night.
where
Yeah.
you will be asleep in a heated
Maybe.
room. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll be keeping you up.
We're going to stay
Cheyenne's
up all
coming to our
night.
house. That's why we had to run to a bunch of stores. We realized we needed a handful of things to get the house a little more usable and a little more Christmas. We also like Michael's was thrown into our trip because I needed some more garland and wreaths. So
Did they have anything? Because I went to Michael's today and they were cleared out completely.
Oh, dang. I need to go because I need one more thing there.
is it the black Santa blow mold that I sent you a photo of?
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah, I do want that.
I was
No, but
so
yeah.
excited that they had. I was like, "Oh my god, this is a black Santa blow mold!" It was so exciting. I sent Cheyenne a photo immediately.
Yeah.
Cute.
want it.
I haven't seen that.
she's been diversifying her Santa collection for the last few years.
Mhm.
So it's like now I get excited when I see them, so I can tell Cheyenne where I saw them.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm excited. I want it. But no, I need a picture frame because I got a picture frame from there's like they have a bunch of bow stuff there right now, and I needed all
Yes.
this bow
I
stuff.
didn't see any of the bow stuff.
I'm glad I ordered it online then. I ordered it online, which took forever. And then anyway, I got it all and it's all very cute, but I got this bow frame and I was deciding what picture to put in it. And I decided on a picture of Bobo, but then I was like, well, cause it's the Christmas picture of Bobo and I have a print of the memo one that goes with it. So it's like, I'm a bad mom if I don't get
You don't
another
do two.
frame and get the memo picture framed as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's a good thing you're a good mom. We also got Christmas lights because of our discussion last time and then our text conversation after where I was like, but do you think I need to do it to red lights? We bought some just strands of red to put on the garland on our bed. And we're going to get a 3 to 4 foot real tree to put on the table in our bedroom. And I got red lights for that as well. And then I was like, oh, Keenan, but we don't have any ornaments to put on it. And then I was like, oh yeah, our friend Harry Hansen, Amber Alert, friend of the pod, friend of the friends, sent me.
Do we have friends of the pod?
Now we do. I said it. I know it. Here's the thing. Harry's probably not watching, but you know who maybe is? Harry's mom.
Oh, great.
So Julie, I hope you're watching.
Hi, Julie.
You've raised a wonderful child who sent me a bunch of Christmas decorations from a shoot, probably.
So nice.
Because they'll shoot for like different companies, like products and stuff like that. Like they did really cute ones for, I can't remember if it was Chewy or BarkBox for
I was
Halloween.
going to say, whichever one they did with the dogs, it was so good.
It's so cute. So they sent me like 150 bottle brush trees, like the 3 to 5 inch ones, and then like 10 spools of ribbon, a bunch of gold garland, a thing of pine cones. So now I have a bunch of stuff to work with. I told Kina, I was like, oh, we'll just put a bunch of bows on the tree. I was like, I got so much ribbon. We'll just tie a million bows up to that tree.
That sounds really cute.
Yeah.
Super
So
cute.
you'll get to see that when you come.
Cute.
But yeah, it's just Christmas over here. Everything I do is Christmas now.
Yeah. Well, it's December.
It's time.
Exactly.
December 1st. It's time.
I was looking at our notes and I'm like, why have we not been calling it Christmas Snow and Tell instead of Show and Tell?
Oh my God. Great idea.
Next year we'll have a graphic and everything.
No, it's changed. It's changed now. There'll be a graphic.
She's putting in a graphic, people, right now.
Happening.
Yeah. Okay. It's gonna be really
We're learning
cute.
and growing.
It's probably
every
gonna be
week.
snowing. It'll probably be snowing.
No and tell. But you had something to say that wasn't Show and Tell.
Oh,
based,
it's
so.
just still what Christmas things do we do? We helped Travis's family put their tree together and it was cute because we got to see all of his ornaments like from when he was little. I have already stolen some of his really good like DIY ones from when he was little, but we saw like all their family ornaments. They do really cute icicles, like a bunch of these little icicle ornaments. And Travis was like instant nostalgia when he saw him. He was like, oh, the icicles. And they put them all over the tree and they shine so cute. I kind of want to find some.
Are they just like a piece of metal that's twisted and then has a hook at the top?
They're like lucite or like clear, like plastic. And they're like little icicles, but there's
I remember
just so
those
many
from
of
when
them.
I was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're really pretty. Or maybe they're glass. They could be glass. I didn't feel them because Travis did them. I could tell that he wanted to do the icicles.
We used to have glass ones. Or
So
my mom
cute.
probably still does, yeah. That's
very
cute.
Lauren, do you know the metal ones I'm talking about?
Yes, the Victorian ones.
Yes. Can anyone confirm that they're
I
actually
have some.
Victorian?
Well, it's from the Victorian
style?
era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just never seen any ads or photos or anything that proves that they're actually Victorian. And it's not like a myth that we're being told from like the 50s. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, they did this in Victorian times. And then they
maybe
based in nothing. But that's why I
Let's
haven't
find
bought
out.
any because I need to research, but I haven't had time.
I have some really old ones.
It's
Okay.
just like insane.
They're super old for sure.
Insane that I'm not picky.
Yeah, because do you think it's cute or not? Why does it
I do think
matter
it's cute.
if it's
Well, no, but that's the thing. It's a
of
huge
the
monetary
era?
investment. And I'm
I
going to be
see.
investing in lead tinsel instead if I find out that they are not actually an
lead
antique.
tinsel.
Yeah. The like tinsel from like the 20s, 30s, 40s is lead.
Is that okay?
That's why it hangs so nicely.
I mean,
Doesn't
there's like
sound
arsenic
okay.
in some of the ornaments too. So, you know,
Yeah, and like the
you
lead
just
tinsel.
touch it
Like,
a little bit.
well, and that's the thing. It's you put it on the tree and then take it off the tree, and that's all you're
Yeah.
doing.
You're not like
You're touching
eating
it.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
Don't
it.
It's
lick
just-
your vintage ornaments.
Yeah, which I only do with the moderns.
But
So.
what if like Norman eats a little tinsel? Is that bad?
We're so lucky Norman has zero interest in non-food things. He's never eaten anything that wasn't like given to him specifically or dropped and he's told he can eat it. We are so lucky we have a dog that's like that.
Yeah,
And he will
that's
stay
good.
that way. He wasn't feeling good this week, but now he is. So we're
Okay,
back.
good.
He's getting in tip-top shape for Cheyenne.
Yay! I'm so
His
excited.
favorite.
My Christmassy thing I did this week was I was in California for family, like holiday times, and we did lots of Christmassy things. We went Christmas shopping at antique stores, and we didn't get into the Grand Californian for lunch. We went to Goofy's Kitchen, and so like all the characters were there, like dressed up, and we all dressed Christmassy and took pictures and got gingerbread cookies.
I'm like, the Lafayette is obviously like the
The
star.
Lafayette was so cute and
I'm
so Christmassy.
jealous.
It was really, really packed, but it was so cute. Super cute.
Oh, Eric
Um,
showed me the picture of you guys and Goofy, and it was extremely cute. You'll have to send it to me.
Oh,
so
I don't
can
even
put
think
it-
I've seen it. That
Put
picture.
that
Oh.
in here.
It was
I
on
want to
his
see that.
photo pass. Yeah, I'll
Oh,
get it
okay.
from him and put it up. I can't believe you haven't seen it. It's very cute.
I know.
You're wearing
Um,
that jumper I gave you.
Yes. Yeah.
So cute.
Super cute. And yeah, I think we did a train, of course.
Oh, well,
But it's cool.
yes. If
A
Hans is there.
trolley train from San Francisco from like 1907. So that was
Ooh.
cute.
Cute.
Wait, the train was from San Francisco, or
Just
you
the
guys?
train. I was confused too.
Okay, I
The
was
trolley
wait,
train
did
was,
you guys
yeah.
do all of the coast somehow?
No. It was
I
in
was-
Poway.
Okay, I wasn't paying enough attention to your travel to disprove that you weren't in San Francisco as well. Renee, did you do anything Christmas this week?
Did you say me?
Yes.
Yeah. You're the
I
other
told
one.
you I started my advent calendar.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
my
yeah.
Christmas.
We
Oh,
did
that's
that. We
sorry,
talked about
sorry.
it.
Other than that, I worked Black Friday weekend all weekend, and
Boo.
I am exhausted.
If nothing says Christmas like working Black Friday.
I
don't
know
know
it's
what that
it's one of those things that turns me against holidays completely.
Really set you
It
up for
turns me against the
this
Understandable.
human
movie.
race, not the holiday.
What?
Which I already hate the human race, so
Yeah,
I said it really set you up for watching this movie. It's kind of about that.
yeah. It
oh,
really
definitely.
very good segue there.
But we still need to do what's our new
Snow and
segment
Tell?
called? Yes, Snow and Tell.
Who has
Oh,
the
yeah,
snow and
snow and
tell?
We'll blow through it quickly because Renee's
Yeah.
got an early flight. Do you have something, Nate?
Sure.
I could tell
I-
you were leaning.
I was like, it's not new, but it's fun
Yeah,
to show off because
it's
I haven't
new
gotten
to
to
other
hang
people.
them yet. I just pulled out these boxes today, and it's our family Christmas
Oh.
stockings made by Cheyenne.
Oh,
So
that's
this
a
is
good
cute.
snow and
Keenan,
tell.
my husband's. Cheyenne was very nice to make Keenan one after she had made all of them, and she made it known that she's very nice for doing it, and I agree. And then mine was original because I lived with Cheyenne when she made all of them.
Yours is the best one, and I feel sad that it's not in my house, but you deserve to have it.
So sweet of Cheyenne, because that's the thing. Cheyenne made them, and I lived with her, so I was like, "Oh, Cheyenne will keep them, and she'll have the complete set." But then she let me have it and made Keenan one. And then when we had our child, Norman Bate, Cheyenne made one for
Very
Norman
cute.
as well.
So
That's a
cute.
very
we got the
cute
full
one.
set, and these are these stock. We have a ton of stocking, vintage and cross stitch and embroidered ones we've made, but these are the ones that we actually use on Christmas. The rest are just decorative. These are the functional ones.
Oh, they're not very big for functional.
Well, we just kind of fill it with like Keenan knows to just buy a bunch of Christmas candy for me and
Mhm.
fill the stocking with it. And then
Great.
I got Keenan like socks and gloves and stuff like that they've been wanting. That will
Mhm.
like little stuff that will fit.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
They're not gonna listen.
They listen, no? My thing, I have a
My
thing.
mom does though. Hi Dana.
Hey.
This was part part of my Michael's order, and it's a proof. This was before we had our episode that I ordered this, where we talked about Pink Christmas. So this is proof. I need to do a picture because you can't see. It's too bright.
Did you just buy it to like make sure?
Oh,
There
we
you go.
know
That's
like,
cute.
they're fine? It's
That is
so
cute.
cute.
Isn't it
I
cute?
also literally just saw that in the store, and it's so cute.
It's
They didn't
very
have that
cute.
at mine. It's real cute.
They have
so I
anything
got
at
him.
yours.
So that's proof that
Isn't
I'm
both
okay
of
with
yours
Pink
the same?
Christmas.
I think it's because I went after Black Friday.
I ordered mine online.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go into the store.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, cute.
Renee, do you have any snow to tell?
Yeah.
This is my advent calendar.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
great.
wanted to see it.
Yeah. It's
Cute.
Beautiful.
That is pretty.
It's really nice.
It's
This
blue
has tea in
Christmas,
it.
which
I was
is
just
not
gonna
my
say
favorite.
Cheyenne. I knew Cheyenne was gonna critique it, but I was gonna say that I like that it is a different variation.
Yeah.
It's French. Speaking of our last movie.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say
Everything's
it
in
looks kind
French.
of like our last movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Maybe that's
champagne
just
problems. Everything's in French.
Eric was doing like a French accent for like, he's still like doing it from that, watching that movie.
From the movie.
Uh-huh.
Freak.
So weird.
Lauren, what do you have?
Okay, so since I went antiquing and then I also did a little bit of thrifting today, I ran into a Goodwill. This tree has all vintage ornaments that I literally just got.
It's so
These are all
I'm
ones
so
I just
jealous.
got.
Oh my
I need
god.
This
so
one's
many
my
and I don't have
favorite.
any.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
it's so
cute.
good. It's very
Jealous.
cute.
Very jealous.
There's so many ornaments.
Yeah, I can't believe you just got
I got
all
a lot.
of those.
I know. I found like a pack for $1.50 today, a pack for $2.50. And then we went to this one antique store in San Juan Capistrano, and there was just so much stuff. But we had like 30 minutes before they closed, and it was stressful, and I really want to go back. It was amazing.
Well,
So much
are you
Christmas.
going back to this time? You're going back this year, probably at least.
Well, I'm going back to California in 2 weeks, so hopefully I can go back to that store.
Yeah.
Okay,
If we have
fingers
time.
crossed.
Also, I
Um,
need to finish my paper chains
Ooh,
Before-
cute.
before Cheyenne gets here.
Very
Cute.
cute.
I want to do some paper chains.
Someone I'm friends with, they posted on their story today that they made them with cloth. They made like cloth ones, and they
That's
were very
nice.
cute.
I was
With
gonna
just like
do-
sturdy interfacing or
Yeah, and just so you know,
something,
like you can like reuse them. I don't know if I don't know what they
People
did.
have been doing felt ones, and I was like, if I
Mhm.
could get enough hard felt, I would do that. But Cheyenne knows hard felt is immensely hard to find for some reason.
Yeah, you can only find it at the bad place.
Yeah, and we don't go there. So but that's the thing. I'm like, I could make it. We know that
I
you can
have
just
gone there
put
for
glue on to normal felt, and it makes a hard felt. So I don't know.
Oh.
But I just bought nice cardstock, and I literally have a closet in the attic that I'm like, oh, I'm just
You can
going-
just keep it, yeah.
yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna get a box that it all
You have
can
so much
have enough
room.
room and just keep it all together.
Yeah.
If I made it, I would keep it too.
Yeah, I'm like, because if it was construction paper, it would fall apart. But I got cardstock for that reason, so I can use it again next year.
Cute.
Yeah. Also, it'll be my snow until next week. Those crepe paper, or they're not crepe paper, they're like cardstock accordion or
Stars?
honeycomb trees that I got.
Oh yeah, those
Oh.
are so
Aldi.
cute.
I'm obsessed with them, and I need to go to Aldi this week anyways. And I told Keenan, I was like, if I don't get more of them next year, I'm gonna be really upset. I was like, this year I found the perfect spot for them. I don't need more for that spot. But next year when I have a dining table and I don't have extras to have all over the dining table, I will regret it.
There you have it, folks.
Okay,
All right, should we get into the IMDb?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, tell us
Synopsis
about
here.
this movie.
Okay, so this movie that we watched is called Jingle Bell Heist. And it's at the height of the holiday season. Two strangers team up to rob one of London's most famous department stores while accidentally falling in love.
The falling
it
in
is.
love was a nice addition.
You mean in believing it?
Oh, here we go.
No,
Here we go, get
like,
right into it.
just
No,
making
because of the 3 movies we've watched, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
the only love story I believe they fell in
Oh,
love.
Okay.
oh, that's
I
how
see.
you meant that. Oh,
I
okay.
was like, oh.
Yeah,
I think all of us thought you were going negative immediately.
No.
Oh, okay.
I know. I like this. I actually cared about the two main characters, which is a new change.
Yeah. I was really excited by the casting because I really like the male lead in this from Sex
I
Education.
love him. Yes.
So we were like, that was, I think, one of the first things that we were like, we saw the trailer. We're like, okay, we like who's cast in this. And the concept seems good. This feels promising. Especially after last week, like Keenan watched with me and it felt like a dud. Last night we were watching this and Keenan was stoned and fell asleep. So I turned it off and then we finished it. Or I finished it actually by myself this morning. But it was really good. I was excited by the casting. I feel like it looked really good the whole time.
Beautiful.
They hit a lot of the Christmas visuals we need.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely have like some notes, but overall, I think I liked it a lot better than the other two movies we've watched. And I cared more about the main characters. I think we didn't get enough good side characters.
Agreed.
And it felt like they went almost silly, but didn't go like all the way silly when they could have sometimes. But I liked it. I definitely liked it. We'll watch again. Probably.
Yeah, I think that they also had some good, like, unexpected moments because all of these Christmas movies are rather formulaic. So it was nice to have some things that weren't like copy and paste from a bunch of other movies. And it left some like intrigue throughout. Kept the pacing a little bit more interesting than I guess a standard.
My first watch through, I was high and I was obsessed with it. I was like, best movie I've ever seen. I was also like, so like in need of it being good because of the first two movies we watched. I was like, this is gonna be it. It's Christmas. It's finally Christmas. And it was like good. I was like, I liked it. But then when I did my rewatch to like take notes and like really fully watch it, I was like, it's maybe a little more boring than I remembered, but I still really liked it.
This is, I guess, not directly, but also not directly related. We've now watched 3 movies. Would anyone's ratings change for prior movies?
Yes.
More like after Champagne Problems, would you guys not have rated the first movie better?
I would have kept my rating for the first movie. I would have dropped my rating for the second movie.
Same.
Interesting.
But it doesn't matter because the question was answered correctly. Is it Christmas? And the answer was no. And I feel that same way about the first one.
So nothing. I think the first one should have been considered Christmas. That's where I firmly stand.
I can tell that's why you're asking, and I'm telling you my answer is
all of you had so much to say about Champagne Problems, and then gave it much higher ratings than I expected you to. And then,
I still cared about the characters more. I like literally didn't care about anyone in Merry Little Xmas. Yeah. I thought it was really cute, but I just could not bother to care about any of them except Melissa Joan Hart, which we barely got any of. But we're diving into other movies.
Yeah.
Renee has a 3:45 alarm. We gotta get going.
Let's do this.
Okay, let's get into Jingle Bell Heist. So the movie starts at the end, classic. Also, is that a trope that needs to be added? Because I'm seeing that more. Of you get that little peek of the end where the movie's ending, put into the beginning.
Do we think that's specifically Christmas movie trope? I feel like that's like a movie trope.
Like
I don't know if I see it specifically more in Christmas.
Okay,
but let's put it on the maybe.
Question mark. Yeah,
also,
maybe.
the 1 year later has returned for a third movie, so that one needs to firmly be.
We have to talk about that, but I agree. Yes, I agree that it seemed like it was 1 year later.
At least 1 year. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, at least one.
So yeah, we're beginning at the end. It's the empty Christmas store. Nick and Sophia both are telling each other that they don't have to do this. One of them is expressing like, I've got a record. I can do this. So they're alluding to that there is a crime to be done currently. We don't know exactly what it is other than on the name of the movie being Jingle Bell Heist. We're assuming it is a heist of some sort and that they're in a store that they're going to be stealing from. And it's the two of them inside a very Christmassy location
Just
telling
so
each other
Christmassy.
that like, no, you don't have to do this. I'll do this. So yeah, they have this back and forth where he says, you know, I'm the one with the record, and she follows that up with, but I'm the one who can crack the safe. And
I do want to say I love Christmas heist movies.
Me too.
It's like that's like a specific thing that I really love. I guess
After I watched this, I was like, now I want to watch the Naughty Nine.
oh my god, I love the Naughty Nine, and no
I've
one
never
wants to
seen
watch
it.
it with me.
I've never
It was
seen it.
cute. It's like a kid's one. It was
It's a Disney Plus one that came out 2 years ago, and Cheyenne
2
and I
years
loved
ago.
it. And like nobody talks about it. But
it's
it's
I
like
don't think
really good.
anyone's heard of it.
It's like Ocean's 11, but it's
Like,
like 9 kids that are on the naughty list, and they go do a heist to like get
Get it.
their presents that they think they deserve.
Mm.
It's so good. I got goosebumps talking about it.
Highly recommend. I literally saved
It's
that one.
not that good, but I'm just telling you the truth. I got goosebumps.
So is it Christmassy? Is it Christmas?
Yes,
It's
definitely.
very Christmas, yeah.
I pushed off watching. I almost put it on the other night, and then I was like, no, I'm saving that for when it's more in the depths of the Christmas season. Like,
Mhm.
you know, we save a lot of our favorites until closer to Christmas. And that one, I was like, I'm saving that one for at least me because nobody else cares about it.
It's so cute. Yeah, I
Do
really
you mean
liked
Also-
it.
Keenan when you say nobody?
Keenan, well, that's the thing. Keenan, obviously, but last year I was trying to push it and nobody wanted to watch it with me, and Cheyenne, I think, already had.
Should we do a watch party with it where we can all just watch it together?
Yeah, that'd be cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
very
maybe
cute.
on Friday. Oh, well, I don't know where you are on Friday, Renee. Never
Yeah,
mind.
that's fine.
But
Never
Cheyenne's
mind.
going to be at my house.
We're gonna watch. What was it? There's
Trixie's Christmas special that she put out today. We're going to watch that together.
Okay.
Just because
Lauren,
we
if
can't.
you're around, we can tell you when we're watching it to see if you want to watch.
We can all
Cute.
do it together.
but not Renee. You'll be in
Not
Miami.
Renee. It's going to be a tropical paradise, right?
Hope it's better than Tampa.
It will be.
Pretty sure it will be. Yeah.
It's gotta be.
I
Um,
left Christmas clothes in my hotel room. I never leave clothes in my hotel room, but they had a weird closet door, and I have this shirt that's like Huey, Louie, and Dewey?
Do we?
Question mark? And it says "Duck the Halls."
Oh no.
It's like one of my favorite Christmas shirts.
And you left it? Are they gonna send it
left
back
it.
to you? Did you get a hold of them?
I got a hold of them. They're like, we found a bag of red clothes. They were like, because it was like multiple red things. She was like, it looks red, but she didn't check if anyway. But anyway, they found it, and she was like, we'll have them email you. I haven't gotten an email yet, so I'm gonna have to call again. But anyway, sorry.
Wow.
Thank.
Also, you can
Continue.
fill your Christmas heist desires with the Princess Switch 3.
Oh,
That's,
right.
that's another one. If you're needing to feed the
That's
heist
what I
movie.
was personally
I had a
thinking
feeling
of.
that's what you were talking about. Keenan and I watched
I was
one
trying
and
to
two.
think of what you would be talking about.
Um,
Okay.
I knew.
also, the Christmas Prince 3 is also a heist movie.
So
Oh, yeah,
when I
just
said
watched
I
the
liked
second one.
Christmas heist movies, I think I was just thinking of this one because I think it's maybe the only one I've seen.
Well,
But
now
I
you've got a
liked
whole
it.
list.
Yeah.
Naughty
Three
Nine
new
is really
Christmas
good.
movies.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, I also
Yeah.
It's really
recommend
good.
everyone watch all the Princess Switch movies if you
Yeah.
haven't done so.
Honestly, all the Princess Switch, the night before Christmas, KNI, GHT, those are all essential watching. But we do have to get back on track with this.
Okay.
3:45 wake up alarm for her flight. So I'm gonna taskmaster myself a little bit here. So we see that opening scene of them kind of like in the thick of their heist, and then we jump back to 2 weeks earlier. We walk with Sophia as she's kind of doing various Robin Hood-esque crimes, little things that she's not actually going to be hurting anyone because she's stealing from people who have too much money, which
Yeah.
we love that. We love
Yeah,
that.
I
I'm giving
automatically
it
was like,
to-
I'm into this movie.
Mhm.
Like,
Yes.
like that's when the first 10 minutes, I was like, this movie rules.
And then we find Nick, who is trying to find a flat apartment that he can afford. And weirdly, when that scene happened, I thought he was just calling to I thought that was going to be like a scam. I thought he was going to be like professional scammer type.
Oh.
And he was going to figure out
Interesting.
how to scam money out of the apartment people. But no, that was just him literally trying to find an
Yeah,
apartment.
find a place to live, yeah.
And he's trying to find one he can afford. And we next move into Sterling's department store.
Beautiful.
it is maximum Christmas. If
The
department stores
most.
still looked like this, I would go to department stores more often because it was like, I bet in the UK they do still look like this, where they're like beautiful antique stores that have been well maintained versus like shitty mall department stores that we get here, where it's like glass cases that are made of wood and like beautiful like architecture and all of that stuff in this like beautiful building. Probably is a little bit more accurate to the UK and Europe than here. But if department stores looked like this and the uniforms were as cute, I would work at one
Yes.
because
Yeah.
the little like 30s cut gingerbread colored dresses that
Yes.
some
Oh,
of the
they're
girls were wearing
so good.
and
So
the plaid
good.
and like satin skirts, very cute. And we find out the uniforms. Sophia works there. She has one of the cute little like blouse and skirt sets. And you can see that Sterling is watching over the store and that he is a Scrooge type. This
The
man
worst.
loves his money and hates anybody who's getting in the way of his money. Now we jump to Nick sees Sophia stealing. He catches her in the act of stealing a diamond dog collar and steals some money. She also sees a bunch of jewels locked up down there. But Nick is watching because he is hacked into the security network.
Yeah, while you're watching it, you're like, uh-oh, the security guard's catching her stealing. And then when it like pans out and it's just like him in some store, I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
At first, I was like not paying enough attention at the first time I watched it, and I was like, oh, he's like a real creeper. I thought he was just watching her, like only watching her, following her, and
Oh.
like because he was like into her or something. Like I wasn't, and I was just like, are we supposed to be okay with it? But then I was like, oh no, she's stealing. Like I didn't catch that she was stealing.
Yeah.
We all saw this in different ways.
Well, no, I definitely caught that he was watching from elsewhere, but I thought it was like he was doing two jobs at once. Like he was doing almost like I kind of assumed he was doing like private investigator work for Sterling, where he is like super reviewing all of their security footage because they have noticed that she's doing this. And I was like, is that where this is like starting, that they're like opposites and then come together? Which is kind of where it goes, because we find out he works at a phone fixing store, like a place you go to get your phone screen that's cracked replaced. And his boss is like mad at him for not paying attention at work as much because he's watching all the security of Sophia stealing. So next, we take a little break from the shopkeep and move on to Sophia's mom. Sophia is saving money for her mom by stealing and working at Sterling's and working at a local pub. And we go and we see Sophia go visit her mom in the hospital. Her mom is sick. I imagine it's cancer. Do they specify that it is? Again, I was stoned.
I don't think they said.
But she has, I think they allude to her not having hair and having like a little scarf. So I'm assuming it was some sort of cancer thing. But yeah, so we've now met Sophia's mom. So it's like very obvious. This is the driving force for her to be stealing on top of working all these things.
Yeah.
The couple different jobs and the like. Also, why are pubs so much cuter than American bars?
Just so cute. Every bar is so cute. Yeah. It's like just because everything's like older. It's like everything's wood. And then it's like the classic bar where it's like a big center point of the room. And then just even the like cheap Christmas decorations are so cute. It's a very cute little bar. I feel like I would go to bars more. When Travis and I used to live close to, there's a bar. We used to live in South Scottsdale. There's like Tally Ho, you know, that really cute dive bar. And it's very cute like that. And Travis and I would go there all the time.
But yeah, so we jump back to the store now and Nick confronts Sophia. He visits her at the store, sort of in a disguise. I love his pattern of disguises in this movie.
Yeah.
They did such a good job making him look very silly, like being in disguises. But he is in a disguise to go into Sterling and kind of confront her. And so he like asks her to like pull some stuff out and what like necklaces, diamond necklaces specifically. And then in that moment, he's takes out and slides to her a flash drive, but we find out that it's secure, like the security footage that incriminates her of stealing from Sterling's quite a bit. And he wants to work with her and steal all the jewels that we earlier saw in the like product safe storage area. And so like they meet up to talk about this, and she immediately says no. She's like,
No
I'm
chance.
good.
Yeah.
She's just doing like small time crime that is not gonna get her in big trouble. She's not looking for grand larceny charges if she gets caught. Though I will say I don't know UK law, but like she's stolen quite a bit of stuff, which like it accumulates to grand larceny probably fairly quickly. Because I know that here the local sex shop, they're across, they're like downtown. So we pass by them all the time, called Medusa's. And they, whenever anybody steals from them, they compile all the security camera footage and they make a like unsolved mysteries episode for their Instagram using all the security footage that it like has like all of the like face and everything of the person stealing. And my favorite part is it lists every single thing that they stole, and they have all the images posted in their store and they write what people stole on it. So it's this woman the other day stole like $1,500 worth of like vibrators and panties and stuff, and they made the whole episode out of it. But here, that's grand larceny. Like $1,500 is grand larceny, I guess.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
so
I think
it
you have to
seems
do it
like-
all at like once.
Oh, okay. That's the qualifier? It can't be like I stole $10
No.
150 times.
No. So it has to be all at once.
Okay. I hope my math was right there.
I don't know. I would never steal. So I don't know.
Good for Cheyenne. Must be nice to be the 1% Cheyenne, just
I
stealing from us
stole
legally.
chewy sweet tarts when I was in 5th grade.
Worth it. Oh, I
Mhm.
miss those. God, I haven't had those in a while. But yeah, so she meets up with him. She says no, she doesn't want to do that, and she steals his wallet. So now she has who he is and all of his
Yeah.
information. So then Sophia needs more money. The doctor pretty much tells her that her mom needs like specialized work and that they need to go to a private hospital. So their like insurance isn't going to cover it. And she pretty much says like the whole reason they moved back to the back from the US is for the free healthcare in the UK, and now it's not going to be covered. So they have to, on top of still paying for medical bills from the US, will then have to start taking on medical debt in the UK as well, because it is not going to be covered. So
Which
that is
that's what people say about like their healthcare system. It's like it's free except for if you have something like really crazy rare and wrong or something, or you need something specialized, then you have to go private, or that can happen. Is that right?
I mean, it seems right.
It makes sense. So
Let
it's
us know in
just
the
like
comments.
yeah, so it's just like the whole movie, they're just like pounding through the like, as long as you're rich, you're taken
Yeah.
care of. Nobody else is. Yeah.
Which is really true for the US.
Yeah.
Oh,
Extra true
yeah.
here.
Just, you gotta have
Extra
some
true.
money.
it's like that South Park episode where the cure for AIDS is money.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Cheyenne is like, I don't know.
I have, no, I've seen that.
Oh, you have? I thought
Yeah.
you were just like being funny because you're like, of course I've never seen South Park.
No, I've seen, Travis and I used to watch it all the time. I just kind of fell off of it. At some point, they all feel the same,
Yeah, definitely.
you know?
I haven't seen that many, but that's one of the ones I have.
Yeah, I've seen that one for sure.
So yeah, then they do meet up again because she's like, well, I need a buttload of money. But she's now looked up Nick's information, and she finds out that he has already been convicted of stealing from Sterling, the person and store. And she realizes like she can work with this. She says she can get him into the locker as long as he can take care of the security cameras, which we have not fully covered yet, but he is like the person who installed these security cameras, which is how he's been able to watch Sophia
Right.
on the security cameras on his own, accumulate all of this information about her as a thief in the Sterling store. So we go into the first heist, which this surprised me. When we jumped right away
Me
into
too.
the first like
Mhm.
potential crime, I was like, oh, we're in it. this Jingle Bell Heist is happening.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
It's happening.
But I was like, I feel like they should be doing more research. Like, I was like,
No, yeah.
guys.
But that's kind of the movie. They're like kind of not good at it. And I like that about it. It's like
Yeah.
an intentional choice. They're not.
Yeah, but like when I was watching, I was like, what are we doing? You guys are just gonna, this seems
Yeah,
scary.
you're
You
just
know,
doing
you're
it,
not
yeah.
gonna do a good job.
So yeah, mini heist number 1. Nick in the Invisible Man costume is very funny, which if you're not familiar with the like 1930s Invisible Man movie, it's like trench coat, fedora, sunglasses, like
Mhm.
classic disguise look, which Sophia points out as being ridiculous, but I love that. They
Mhm.
stir up some chaos with customers in the store by saying a like highly sought after product is like completely sold out, and like he starts like a fight with someone who has one, all to get security to notice that that's going on to distract everybody.
They did a good job at making a distraction.
Yes,
They really
that
did.
was really smart, and it was like a very fun scene.
Oh, and this is the part where, just for like a quick glimpse, you see the Santa that's in the store. Did you guys see that Santa?
No,
yeah, I
think
do
you
remember
brought
that.
Santa up to me via text, and I still didn't notice it.
I
this
think
time.
it's like a very Englishy looking one. It's like the kind where it has a hood. Actually, I took a screenshot of it. Can I share my screen?
Oh,
so you
like the
guys
little
can
like
see?
pointy like fur trimmed hood Santa.
Yeah, but he looks so weird. It's just such a weird style of Santa, in my opinion.
like
I
an
have a
old
picture.
world Santa.
Yeah, he looked like he's like borderline in a straitjacket. Because there's
I don't know
so
if I
many
noticed that.
buckles. It's up.
Oh,
That's
Mm.
the Santa. He
I did see this, and I somehow blocked it out.
It
it's
looks
so
crazy.
weird looking, right?
It's an interesting Santa choice, most
There's-
definitely.
The buckles, there's so many buckles. He has
Yeah.
belts all across him. And the hood is weird.
I like the actual outfit, like the little capelet on the jacket and the big hood. Like I want to wear that all Christmas season.
Well, I think it's like very Christmassy, and I get it, but it is not for me. This is not my Santa.
Man, I
Hashtag
do
not
think
my
you should wear
Santa.
that.
So yeah, they have the distraction. Santa is even distracted by this. And, you know, she does what she said she could do. She gets past security and she gets into this area, and it has where we formerly saw the jewels, but they are all gone already, which she is surprised by.
Mhm.
And, you know, they commiserate at the pub that she works at, and they kind of call a truce. They're like, well,
Mhm.
that didn't work out. I
It's also
guess.
where you can kind of start to tell that he's into her.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
But
definitely.
yeah, is that when he's like, okay, I walk you home? And she's like,
Yeah,
right
she's
there.
like, I literally live right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought whenever we saw that all the jewels were gone, was that someone was on to them
Mhm.
and had like
Same.
moved
I
everything.
thought so too.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought so too.
But yeah, the next morning comes around. The police are at the store because of the robbery. So we find out that the jewels were actually stolen, and the police are going to be dealing with that. And in the same breath, Sophia finds out that Sterling keeps 500,000 pounds
Sounds.
in his office safe upstairs. Eddie, the security guard that we have found throughout this to be very charming, very sweet guy, just like sitting at his desk painting miniatures,
Mm-hmm.
doing his job, but you know, not being an asshole, just being a nice little guy working at the security desk.
A nice
We
little
find
guy.
out that like he was immediately fired and replaced, and that's sad.
Very
Yeah, they
sad.
do a good job of making us realize, like, in several moments throughout the rest of the movie, they like bring back up Eddie. Like,
Yeah.
Eddie really was beloved by all the other employees, and like
He was
he's-
dating one of the girls that she worked with.
Yeah.
Like it seems
So
like
this is like real
was a
villain
hit.
behavior for him
Yeah.
to be framed in this way.
exactly. And then Sophia goes over to Nick's house and she yells at him because she thinks that he did the robbery without her, because it is suspect that
Yeah.
it's gone and it was actually a robbery. Because they
Right.
weren't sure what happened to the jewels that night. They were like, oh, you know, maybe they were moved elsewhere, like whatever. Security issue, they thought to just move them. But then it's like, nope, they were robbed. So Sophia thinks it's him. And in the same moment that she's kind of there to yell at him about this, his daughter and ex-wife show up, and his ex-wife is mad and assumes that he's stealing again, which we know his history now with Sterling, that like he's gone to jail for robbing Sterling before. So she's automatically assuming the worst and has decided that, yeah, he must be the one that did commit this crime.
Which we find out later she's the worst, but we can already kind of tell.
You can tell, yeah. And like she then tells him that she's going to move with his daughter to Birmingham, which is I think
far,
is about an hour away. And then like his daughter is supposed to spend the weekend with him at his apartment. Also, roommate that doesn't leave the couch and is only a character from there is, I feel like we're getting a weird uptick generally in movies, not just Christmas ones, of like, here is this character that is like a joke of what millennials that don't have anything going for them are, of like, oh, look at this millennial that just sits on the couch and plays video games and that's the only view of this, which I've seen this now in a few movies and I hate that.
Oh, hi. Hello.
Renee, why don't you have a Christmas outfit on the cat?
I could try. No, just his butt. It's just go anywhere else.
Also, why did I want to say your cat's name is Pubert? I know that's not your cat's name.
That's Dallas's dog's name.
That's Dallas's dog's name? I didn't know that. That's funny.
No, this is Gus.
Okay, no, that's why. I feel like Pubert is the son in the Addams
Gus
Family Values movie.
So easy to remember.
Gus is so easy to remember, especially because he is equally sized character in Cinderella.
Yeah, that's
So,
that's what he's named after.
Oh,
Yeah.
cute.
I feel like I knew that was what he was named after and everything.
Ow. It's terrible.
That was so comical.
Hi, Daisy. Oh my gosh, everyone's making an appearance.
Sorry
Where's
to the
Norman?
audio listeners who can't see these cute animals.
We got animals, people.
All right.
But yeah, so Sophia is yelling at him. The wife leaves with the daughter. She was supposed to be staying for the weekend at this like apartment that he does not have alone, where she doesn't have a room or anything. Like she's kind of being like, no, you're stealing again. I'm taking her. We're not staying. And
Rude.
then we kind of figure out that like what Nick's deal is a little bit more. And
Yeah,
he's
because
really
she's
hurt.
like, Sophia's like how? But then if you didn't do it, like how is it even possible? Like this is happening or whatever. And he's like, well, I can tell you, like Maxwell's a death trap. He didn't pay me. And as soon as he said he didn't pay me, I'm like, okay, got it. Like,
yeah.
He was also framed, like, clearly. And then, but when he said, I can't believe you think I'd cut you out, as like his kind of initial response to like her feeling that he did this, I was like, I'm in love with him. I don't know why. That was just the part I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It was very
that
sweet.
gives us the like moral compass of like, they're happy to steal from rich people, but he's like, I'm not going to steal from the person who I'm going to do this with.
Yeah, we're in this together.
This is a sacred bond.
Yeah, I have goosebumps. Sorry.
Right? Maybe Cheyenne should start stealing.
I did like this movie. I'm remembering. I liked this movie.
It's good.
But anyway, so this is when they decide, okay, we're gonna try this again. And this is when they decide, maybe we steal that money that Sterling has in his safe in his office. And so Nick's like, yeah, that's the one place. Whenever I installed security cameras, that was like the one place I wasn't able to go. And so they decide they're going to start investigating. At least they do some investigating this time. Sophia decides to sneak into Sterling's office, and she has these flowers that she's trying to act like she's dropping off, which she is allergic to, which was the point, is so that she would sneeze and be able to spill them. But then she was like so allergic to them that she was really struggling. So she gets into the office. He has several portraits of himself. I love that.
Diva behavior.
Yeah. She finds the secret door and there's a pin pad. And it's Castor Lock is the security company. And she does almost get caught, like trying to sneak out, of course, as always happens. But yeah, she finds out the information and they go and meet back at the diner. And Sophia and Nick have like a little bit more conversation. And she talks about how her grandfather was a magician. And she does like the sleight of hand. She learned all that from him. And, she was kind of like, he was basically like my father figure. He raised me. He's like, Castor Lock is the best. Like, there's no way we're gonna be able to get past them. And she's like, we'll see about that. And so this is where she goes to investigate at Castor Lock, and she's in her little disguise, she's in her little Chanel suit, her wig.
Which I was obsessed with.
Yeah, no,
I was
this
obsessed.
look was so good.
I was like,
hat.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
loved it.
good.
And her accent, it was
I
all
love-
very good.
I
I'm
love when
sorry,
they're
I was
like,
just-
could I take your giant hat for you? She's like,
Can I take your coat or your giant hat? And I was like, rude.
I
So
know.
judgmental.
And
I was
then
like,
the whole
hat probably
thing
comes with a
was
wig.
to look rich. She was like, if we look rich enough, they'll take our meeting. And like, this is her interpretation of rich. And it's just like very funny.
Well, didn't you know the size of your hat shows how much money you have?
Yeah. And you're a very obvious wig.
I know.
No,
But I do
great.
feel like it was like very like South Carolina, like
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
old money rich.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, and the wig felt. I said to Keenan, I was like, it's so vintage, not the
Mhm.
style, but the actual wig. Just like there was something about the quality.
The
of it.
visible hairspray
Yes, yes.
just locked in.
Mhm.
It would just look. I was like, that's just like a vintage wig. That's just like they pulled that off of like a wig block that's been sitting in storage for 30 years. And they're like, that's it. We're just going to put that one right on it. It's the right size.
I like
But it was
that.
so good. I was really obsessed with it.
Yeah, because at first I was like, this woman doesn't feel like she believes her, but now she's all of a sudden talking to her and
She
giving her
definitely
information.
doesn't believe her. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess yeah. She didn't believe her, but then she was like, oh fuck, like whenever she mentions the Sterlings, and she's like, oh, you know the Sterlings, and she's like, yeah, and it's like not that she was like, oh okay, she knows who. It was like, oh, you're trying to steal from the Sterlings? Okay, I'll help you out.
Yeah, just like, oh, sure, let me pull up that order. Like, it's very funny. I love how so many times, like with a later character too, it's like, they know you're lying. You are bad at this.
Yeah.
But we're all with you against this terrible guy. So
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
go. Yeah, I love it.
And so basically she tells him all the details of how it's set up. And so it's the alarm, like there's a code that either goes to his cell phone and it changes. However, I forget every something minutes.
They need like the special code. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, but it says like
constantly
keeps changing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it
every
goes there.
60 seconds, it's a new code for the pin pad.
Yeah, and it also goes to a fob that he keeps hidden in his house. So they'll need to find the key fob to get into the first part of the safe. So Sophia tries to convince Nick that like his wife, she apparently likes to invite, young men back to the
Young
house.
thing.
Yeah, so she was like, try that. And he's like, what? No. She's like, you don't have to do anything. Just get back to the house. And Nick thinks that they can crack, like, since he's like a little hacker, that he can hack into the Castor Lock server, but they have to get into the building first. Then we have a cute little ice skating break with Nick and his daughter. Very cute. And I was like, oh, I'm glad she's like at least letting him spend time with her.
Yeah.
Because like she sucked, the ex-wife.
Right.
And then this is where we get to mini heist number 3. They're going to
Do
try to
we-
break into Castor Lock.
Did anybody understand how the flow of this, like, did they just find a Santa party that happened to be at the building next door?
No,
Or
it's
for the
it's
company?
Castor Lock's Christmas party.
And for their company Christmas party, everyone dresses Santa?
Yeah,
I
it's
love
basically
I love
SantaCon.
that.
It's basically SantaCon.
No.
These are like
Yeah,
terrible
It's
techie
one
bros. This is
location.
SantaCon.
No. I
Don't
beg to differ.
don't bring it
I had to
down.
live through
Renee.
SantaCon
Huh?
because I worked at Mudhoney on Sullivan,
I know.
and all of the bars 2 blocks up were.
Are the
stopped.
people terrible?
Yes,
is-
everyone who does SantaCon is part of the problem.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is
Sounds
December
so
13th
fun,
this
though.
year, just for everyone that
Wait,
lives
I
in New
thought it was
York.
done.
Beware.
I thought they don't do it anymore.
No, they still do it. They still do it.
I'm
They
so
still do it.
sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, Cherie brought that up the other day. She was like warning everyone it's December 13th this year.
I
So
kind of want to go. It's not good.
it's like
Think of all the
basically a
worst
frat
people
party.
you've
It's like
ever
a
met
frat
at a
party.
bar and then put them in a Santa costume. I remember one year I was leaving a bar in Bushwick and I got a Lyft or an Uber like pool, and it was with some shit-faced girl in a Santa costume, and I was like, if she pukes, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. And me and the driver, I think in that moment spoke to each other mentally, and we were just like, get this bitch out of the fucking car, because she is, one, outrageously annoying, and two, probably gonna throw up. We need her out of here now. And that is the closest I would like to be to anyone in SantaCon for the rest of my life.
Do you remember when we used to throw Where's Judy, and it was like SantaCon night, and like they like tried to come down to our party?
Yeah, because security at bars would be like, no SantaCon people. Like it was
really?
like,
yeah, a lot of bars say no on the front door.
Well, it's cute that they're all dressed as Santa, though.
Okay. It's different.
No, at the party, I would say this is different from SantaCon because it's one location. Because that's the big issue is everybody goes, you like bar hop dressed as
So everyone's just like wasted by like
everyone's shit-faced.
3.
Yeah.
Like it starts at
but
like
then they
noon.
keep going.
I do hate like the bar hopping style parties. It's just usually the worst. But I
the only reason
like
I thought
Santa.
this was kind of like a SantaCon situation is because like they are all like these like techie bros, like
Right.
those would be the people, you know,
Security,
like they're trying to do
whatever.
their own version of SantaCon. I think is
Got
kind
it.
of what it is. Like they're not as annoying, but that's the vibe.
It's hard to be annoyed, but okay.
So
Fans never met a Santa she didn't like, except for the one at the princess.
Except for the straight jacket one in this movie.
If you
the
would
one of the
rather
princess.
a SantaCon Santa than that Santa Cheyenne, I am so sorry, but you are
No.
mentally ill.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
Okay.
that. I'm just saying one time in person, I talked to a Santa that was dressed like that kind of old worldy Santa, and I was scared. There was fear inside me. And that's how I feel when I see him.
all
I get it. I'm gonna make sure there's no Santas like that here.
Okay, great.
I know. I want you to make that exact outfit and then greet Cheyenne wearing that.
I'm gonna be making that before I go to the airport.
Just putting 3
Speaking of
buckles around
airport,
you.
let's fucking get the Renee.
Okay.
Oh
gotta
yeah,
go.
3:45. Okay.
Okay. So anyway, they go to the party, and no, this is before they go to the party. She's getting ready, and he sees the paperwork.
My favorite part. This is my favorite part of the movie.
This is your favorite
Is this-
part of the movie?
Yes, my favorite part.
When he sees the documents in her pocket.
Nope, this is not my favorite part.
Okay, I was like,
I was so confused by
me
that.
too.
I jumped so far ahead in my brain. I'll tell you what part it is later.
Okay, yeah. So he sees the paperwork, and then this is where he sees like all the hospital stuff, and he's like, "This, you're doing this for your mom." He's like, "I get it," and we kind of get some more backstory about how Sophia's mom grew up in the UK, couldn't make it work. They moved to Philly to be with her grandpa, who is the magician. So she says that she wants to get her mom home.
Oh yeah, this is like an important part. She says, they're just kind of like chatting at the party before anything really begins. And he's like, what are you going to do with like whatever's left of the money after you help your mom? Because he saw the paperwork about her mom. And she's like, all I really want, like the only thing I want is for us to be able to bring my mom home and have a meal with the people she loves and like not be worried about anything. Obviously, that's like her number one goal. And it's kind of important because, spoiler.
Yeah,
that happens.
But yeah, they start trying to break into like some kind of panel. I don't know, technology. So that
Lots of cords.
Technology so that he can like get the code to be able to like hack in. And they go down this hallway, and the security guard comes in, and so they make out to kind of like act like that's why they were in this dark hallway. But then they make out for a long time. It's exactly what Cheyenne
with their Santa beards on.
Yeah, with their Santa beards.
Yay.
Like through their Santa beards.
Yeah, because it's a mustache. So it's just kissing through the Santa hole.
It's weird that he just let them stay, too.
I really thought Lauren was... I feel like Santa hole, I said it for Lauren. I don't know why. It just felt like something Lauren...
I liked it.
Yeah, I was like, well, and Eric. I feel like if Eric would have been there, that would have been a joke for both of you. Like the Santa hole, because I can hear Eric saying Santa hole for the rest of the season.
Yes.
If I said that to him.
We'll make him a shirt.
Ooh.
Kiss me through the Santa hole.
Mhm.
Anyways.
So they get in, they cut the power, which again, I don't know what cutting power had to do with getting into the thing because I don't understand.
So if the server went down, he was able to then gain access to the server through whatever device that he had because he knows how like all of that works. Because he needed to get onto the same network as the security system like runs on so that he could tap into it and then receive the like number updates that would be going to Sterling as well.
Okay,
So that's so he
I
needs to
kinda
be on the
zoned out
same
with
network
technology.
as
I was like, why do you know so much about this?
Yeah.
Well, because they explained it in the movie.
Okay. You just sound like an expert.
I know. I was like, wow, on our for our heist,
They're
that man's
very,
in charge
very
of technology. Never
Normal
thought that
plot points that you did not catch, but you caught all of this.
But I was high. What do you? I was high and I was
You
eating
zoned in
raw
on
gingerbread
the on the
cookie dough.
hacking.
And I like
I-
zoned out for the hacking. I like stopped paying attention. That's why I was texting everyone, you should watch this movie. It's really good.
Maybe I finished my raw gingerbread dough by this point, and that's when I started to pay attention.
Okay.
Anyway, it doesn't work. The
No.
point is, it doesn't
Yeah.
work. After all of that, and after Maeve
Fail
explained
number
all of that,
2.
it didn't work.
They keep failing.
And this is when he's like, you know what? This isn't going to work. And this is when he tells her, like, he never actually robbed Sterling.
Right.
He hired him to do the floor security, and then he claimed the insurance. He doubled
Evil
his
guy.
profits, which is all he cares about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he pled guilty just so that he could see his daughter sooner, because he was like, I'm never going to be able to fight this.
When he told Brianna all that about what happened, she said, well, men like Sterling don't need to steal. So she doesn't believe him that he didn't steal because, like, Sterling would never steal. He has plenty of
He's
money.
rich.
She's like, what kind of brain is she working with?
And yeah, really
One that
stupid.
doesn't
Dumb
work,
one.
obviously.
Yeah.
Why were they together in the first place if she's, like, doesn't understand the world that much?
Yeah.
He was like, he liked that she believed in him, even if it was for stealing. And Nick said it would have felt good to stick it to him. And Sophia says, you have no idea.
Which, this is the part I was like, daughter.
Hmm.
See,
you guys?
I didn't.
I didn't think that for like another, I don't know. I think that this is after they didn't succeed. I think that that's where I turned off the movie for the night.
So
And
you
then
took
I
it
picked back. So
two
now I'm going to
parts,
start
yeah.
remembering plot points much better.
And so this is where they're kind of like, ugh, you know, we failed, whatever. But you can tell they still kind of want to hang out with each other. So Sophia
Mhm.
invites Nick to the hospital to decorate for her mom. And when she introduces him, she says, we're working on a business project together.
I feel
This
like the
part
mom
was
can
very
kind of
cute.
tell something's up with
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
The mom's
Yeah.
smart.
She's
Yeah.
like, sure.
She's like, oh,
Yeah. What's your
Yeah.
business project?
yeah. Like,
yeah.
she's bossing you around.
Is this your favorite part?
Cheyenne?
Oh, the joke. Oh, no. No.
And I was
But,
like, why did you even write this?
well, it's on the drinking game because Christmas pun. Does this count as a Christmas pun?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
The mom tells a Christmas joke. I can't say it. It's not good enough. for me
I'm
to
not
say
gonna-
out loud.
What do you call a man in a pair of wrapping paper pants? Russell. That's funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
Sure.
I don't,
Renee
I
doesn't.
couldn't
Renee's
say.
face says she doesn't think it's funny.
I don't get
Which means
it.
Renee doesn't think we're
Like
funny.
a rustle.
Like a rustling
Like a rustle.
of-
I was wondering if that's what it meant,
Paper.
but I was like, there has to be something else because that's not funny.
Nope, that's all it was.
Renee, isn't it your time to leave?
Not
Don't you have-
yet.
don't you have to
Don't
go
3:25.
wait
let
for a
her
flight.
leave. Don't let her leave. We need her ratings. We're doing it.
Okay. So
We got
they go
this.
back to the diner. They're hanging out, and Nick is like, okay, maybe Cynthia is the answer, Sterling's wife. And so he finds this gala that she's going to, and this is where the daughter thing starts hitting. You know, they're just having a conversation,
This is
and
very obvious. Yeah.
yeah, Sophia tells Nick, when I was 4, my mom took me to meet my dad, and he said I wasn't his daughter, and he had us thrown out of the building.
The building I
Yes.
currently work in.
Yes.
Mhm.
So he ends up buying tickets to the gala to get Cynthia taken back to the place and still the fob. So this is when
We go to the gala.
our
Wait.
next.
I put my favorite part at the part I start.
Of course we did.
Of course I did.
This part is.
Yeah.
This is my favorite part. Well, not my favorite, but like
Nope, commit. It's your favorite.
one of my favorite parts. Not Christmas part, but favorite part. He needs a tux to go to that gala, and she's like, "You can borrow my grandpa's," and he's like standing in it, which perfect fit, of course. It's a movie. And he's like feeling around, and he like starts to pull out like the scarf. And he does such a good job of like, it felt real. Like, well, maybe because the first time I watched it, I was high. But it felt like so real that he just like discovered it and is confused that the scarves keep coming. And then it's like a million scarves, like an old school magician. It was just like so funny. I was laughing. Like I started laughing. Then I was laughing harder and harder. I was like, this is so cute. I don't know. I just thought it was very cute.
It was
Nobody
very
else?
cute. No, I liked it.
It was very cute.
That was my favorite part. And then they get to the gala and they're like in each other's ear. Well, Sophia's in Nick's ear and she's like giving him everything to say. And she's like good at talk, like, you know, because they're trying to woo Cynthia, which I will say just like, this isn't the first time we've seen Cynthia, but like when I saw her the first time in the movie, I was like, oh my God, this actress is always the funniest character in every movie. She's going to be the funniest character. And her character wasn't like as funny. It was like a good character, so she just didn't get as many funny parts as I anticipated she would. Like she got some funny parts, but I thought she was going to be like next level hilarious, and she was like kind of funny.
Did you know that she's played a wicked stepsister 3 times in 3 different movies?
Really?
No.
Yes.
She's always so
One
funny.
is Into the Woods. That's like the one. He didn't put Into the Woods on Thanksgiving because that's a Thanksgiving movie, I guess.
I could never get through that.
Well,
I've
no,
never
everybody
seen
leaves
that.
the theater after intermission, so you only have to watch the first half.
Into the Woods is not for me.
Yeah, I get
Yeah,
it.
me neither.
I just like Meryl Streep's big song in like the middle.
Oh yeah,
I don't know anything about it, but I would try it maybe.
I think
not
you'd
my
like it.
style of.
It's worth a
Benjamin
shot.
loves it.
Worth a shot. When you come visit, Renee, we'll watch it and see what you think.
Anyway, there's kind of some hijinks with the talking in the ear because Sophia actually starts talking to Sterling, and then she's saying everything that she's saying to Sterling without him realizing. Very classic moment. And then he finally realizes it and starts like, I thought that was funny when he realizes it, and then he's like on his own because he was saying like perfect stuff that you would like say to a woman because a woman is telling him what to say. And then as soon as he's on his own, he's like, must be cool to have your name on a store. To have a store named after you. Like, what did I say? But that was cute. And then anyway, she can. This is another one where you can tell that she can tell something's up. Like everybody knows what these people are doing. Like anything they succeed in,
obvious.
it's not because they were good at it.
Yeah.
And anything else they fail. But so they go back. She's like, sure, come back to my place, even though I know something's up. And then she like figures out who he is while he's in the bathroom, and she was able to hear Sophia in the ear, which obviously
I love how you found out how badly they were really doing.
it's just like, so you guys are so bad at this. And then she's like answers the phone while she's starting to tell Nick, like, I know I'm onto you. Sophia calls because she's trying to like bail Nick out, and she's like, oh really, my masseuse is here for unscheduled at 10 p.m. Sure, come on up. Like they're just so bad at this. So then she's telling them both like, I'm on to you, you guys are real bad. But then just like the Casterleck thing, she's like, but I'll help you out because I hate Sterling. I want to like get what's mine, and I'll split with you guys. Like I'll like set you guys up. So that all happens at the penthouse. Oh, and then this is like drink moment because she's like, the new plan is we're going to do it on Christmas Eve. Like the official heist, the final heist.
A Jingle
happening
Bell
Christmas
Heist.
Eve. Yes, a Jingle Bell Heist. Then it's Christmas Eve, daytime, cute Christmas moments. And it's kind of like you can tell like heavy because they're like, I could be going to jail. Like, this could be it for me. So Nick is doing presents with Maddie. He reads her Night Before Christmas.
We get like a cute thing, like a kind of like he's paying attention to Sophia because like she pulled that like little ballerina.
Oh yes. Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
Wind up music box thing out of a box at her mom's hospital room, and then when he's leaving his daughters, he got her something similar.
Yeah,
and that's when you know it's love.
Yes, that part was so sweet, and I have goosebumps. And I was wondering if that. I was wondering if this can count as reclaimed family Christmas tradition.
Oh no? Yeah, I think that works. That works.
Sure. I don't know if it's Christmassy or not, but it's like he gave it to her for Christmas, and it's like a reclaimed.
That's a hard sell. I feel like.
I didn't check it off on. It's not part of.
I
the
feel
score
like this
that I
one
got,
doesn't
but I was
have
curious.
as many because it's not like a classic Christmas.
Yeah, it's not like that.
So I'm just trying to give it some to keep it on the Christmas meter.
Exactly, that's what I was trying to do too. Like, because it's like very Christmassy, but it's not the same style that the game was born of. But it's still got a 4, which is the same that the other movies got. So I think that's good for being not the style of movie that you would think. Anyway, and then Sophia's doing present exchange with her mom. Very sweet at the hospital. It's like scary. I'm like, you're feeling scared for them as they're going into Jingle Bell Heist. And
she also leaves a letter at the pub for her mom in case things go.
Which is the same envelope we saw her putting all the money in. It's the envelope of money.
I missed that. Okay.
Like when she was stealing in her like various stealing acts in the beginning, the money that she didn't give to other people, she put into an envelope, and it was the same envelope. So it's like, here's everything I have in case I go to jail.
Yep.
So then we're at the main event. We go back to the beginning of the movie, and they have the same little, like, I'm the one with the record. I'm the one that can crack the safe. Which also she can crack the safe, but no details on it was also so obvious the whole time.
I don't think that was so obvious the whole time.
I didn't know until they got there.
I felt like that was like a good, they kept what that was going to be. Like, I'm sorry, Cheyenne, you guessed what that was going to be.
I did too.
Well, once I knew it was her daughter, I was just like, with his daughter, which I knew it was his daughter at the, you have no idea. And then it was confirmed it was his daughter when she tells the story about her dad.
Yeah.
And then it was like, what is this safe that only she can crack that we have no details about?
And she's so confident.
Everything else they're explaining.
But I didn't think about it.
Yeah, no, I didn't think about that.
It's just like she's good at things. So I was just like,
Renee and I are poor people because we didn't know safes could have a DNA.
It's not a real thing.
Lock.
I don't think it's a real thing. It's
which is why
I don't know. You rich people might know, but me and Renee, the poor,
it's a movie thing.
I've literally never used a safe in my entire life.
It's it's not a real thing, but it's like a movie thing. And obviously just like there's going to be a moment where we find out it's just like her being the daughter is going to connect in some way. That's got to be what it is.
You know what? It makes so much sense, but I was watching it. I just chilling.
Didn't pick up on it once.
I didn't think about it.
Okay. I overly try and think of, because I'm constantly asking questions like, do you think this is what's going to happen? And I'll ask Travis, and
when I watch a movie, I don't think about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I barely think about the movie. I just die.
Renee, I'm pretty similar. Keenan will, anything that's like a mystery, Keenan will be like, oh, I have that solved. And I'm like,
yeah, me too.
Why? Why do it? Why?
Why?
I'm literally watching the movie. If I wanted the mystery solved, I'd read a book.
That's the point of Who Done It. Who Done It? You're trying to figure it out. It's a game.
Who done it, girl?
Yeah, I'm trying to let them tell me. Somebody wrote this.
But it's fun to guess.
The genre is not for you, then.
We know who done it. They're doing it.
Anyways.
This is a debate Travis and I have all the time, because he's like, let's just watch and find out. We're gonna find out, and I'm like, but I want to know. I cracked it. I want to know. Anyway, you're getting me worked up about this.
Cancers. Cancers. My husband and my best friend, both cancers who both do the same annoying thing.
And I'm in Cancer Moon, so maybe that's why I do it.
I'm a Cancer Moon too, but
I've got a type.
The Leo's winning out here. The Leo doesn't care what's going to happen.
No, we just want to enjoy it happening. That's so funny.
We're thinking more about ourselves than the movie, you know.
We're caring about our vibing.
Yeah. Making sure my vibe is still good.
We're Christmas vibing. We're not Christmas soul.
The vibe is not great right now, so everyone's fighting. It's Christmas.
Everyone is fighting. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's just like I don't understand why you would watch Whodunit and not try and figure out who done it.
I'm just watching a Christmas movie. Not
this wasn't a Whodunit.
It's a heist. You're trying to figure out how the heist is gonna work.
Nope, I'm trying to watch a Christmas movie for my podcast with my best friend.
What did I miss? They're showing you clues all throughout. Are you catching the clues? That's the point of the movie.
Oh,
no,
wow. I wasn't looking for
watch
any
the
clues.
movie and talk about it with my best friend.
Anyway. Moving on. So this is weird, just real quick. As like
I can't wait for this to be the super cut for Instagram.
I know.
As the heist begins, the way they like get the security guards out from behind their desk is they play Christmas in Hollis. Is that what the name of the song is? Like very loud. It sounds like it's very loud over the loudspeakers there. And it's like you can hear it through the whole store. And then they go looking for it. And it's just a small Bluetooth speaker inside someone's locker.
Yeah, that is weird.
I guess but I think we're, suspend your imagination. It's a big empty store with no one in it. And the break room must be on a level that must be on the same level as like the security people. So it's just like, it's obviously deeply exaggerated, but we've got to suspend our disbelief for a minute. Believe that one speaker is very loud.
Okay. I mean,
the store is silent. They're not expecting to hear anything. And then they're like, what the fuck is that? Now they know.
Okay, anyway, they do the lock. They get into the lock. They're through the first part, which is what they needed the fob for. They get through that part. And now it's her time to shine. And they discover it's a DNA lock, and Nick's like, what are we gonna do? You said you could crack it, blah, blah, blah. And she's just like, let me give my finger. I got this. And
which we knew about because of our DNA locks that we have.
Exactly.
Rich people.
I don't understand. Is this how DNA works? Like just any child would be able to do it? You don't have the exact same DNA.
No, that's the thing. It definitely would not work.
Because otherwise, if this was like a very secure style lock, then so you're saying anyone in my family can also get in? Like,
yeah,
that's
this
not
definitely
secure.
No, like a child could. If I only know about DNA when it comes to murder cases, and you can get the DNA of whoever you're looking for from a child. But yeah, just from a fingerprint, no, I don't understand.
Well, it does. We find out. We see later
blood.
when he does it. It takes.
Oh yeah,
because he's got his little fancy band-aids.
But can you cut his hair and put a piece of his hair in the thing too and get in?
No, it's probably only
blood.
But I guess you could just slit his throat.
This is not a real thing that we're trying to analyze.
It's not real. This has never been a thing.
This exists. This only exists in Mission Impossible movies.
And your house.
Yeah, and my house.
And me and Lauren, behind my bookshelf door.
Right in, let us know if this is real.
I don't know. Cheyenne just said it. She said it behind her bookshelf door, and I know that exists.
So anyway, then it's kind of weird time skips, and it's because we're gonna find out everything that happened at the end. But the security guard comes up to get treats, which was kind of a moment you knew was gonna happen because one of the girls told him, "Oh, there's more treats in the office upstairs." So he runs to get up, and they're like, "Oh, we got to run away." So they just start to run away, and Sterling's just already there, and it's "Oh, how did he get here so fast?"
That part was
which is the
interesting,
part you find out later.
Yeah, because security didn't even notice Sterling come in at that moment too.
Yeah, he was just already there, and I was really confused by that part. So that one got me. But Sophia, this is funny where she's okay, we're gonna jump. They're in the main part of the department store, and she's okay, we're gonna jump off of here and slide off the roof into the pile of presents. And it's so 100% obvious that that's not how it's gonna work.
It's it's the Santa little area for pictures.
They're gonna obviously go straight through the roof of that thing, like 100%, and that happens. So that was funny. And then Sophia's like, as they're like getting up from their pile of whatever, she's like, "You go. You've got to be there for Maddie. Like, I'm gonna take the heat." So she's like, "I'll be the diversion, so you can try and get out of here." Which is sweet. They kiss.
And she says, like, she's like, "I know that you'll give my mom my half of the money."
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's trust within these two.
Yes, they love each other, which I felt for the first time in a long time. You know, from these movies anyway that we've been watching. So this is when we kind of get the like classic, "Let me tell you everything that happened." I can't remember how this is told, but we find out that Cynthia gave them.
It's time jumps.
Yeah. We find out like Cynthia gave them access to the stolen goods because she knew right where the stolen goods were from before.
Specifically the diamonds. That was the first mini heist.
Right. Eddie, the ones that Eddie was framed for. And so that's what they've had in their like weird red backpacks this whole time, is they went into the safe and put all the stuff back in. And then we see Sterling come in with the cops, and it's like intentional that he opens the safe when the cops are there so that he is now like outed as, "Oops, I did not have these stolen. In fact, I stole them." And like also in this moment is when Sophia is talking to one of the security guards, and she tells him all of this. She's like, "Sterling's the one who stole the jewelry from the locker and blamed Eddie. And this is like Eddie, who's beloved. Even this guy has said he loves Eddie. They miss him." And so in that moment, the security guard lets him go. And then we see this, and then Sterling's being like escorted out of the building. And we see this flashback moment of the thing she said in the diner, which is like the mom being like, "Just come meet your daughter." And Sterling's like, "That is not my daughter. You guys got to get out of this building." And she's like remembering this while she's watching him in the cop car. And then Sophia flips him off, and you can just see like Sterling, like he looks at her, then he's like looking at her longer. And it's like, you get that feeling of like, "Oh, hi."
Hello.
Hi, Benjamin. You get the feeling of like he knows.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, he knows that this was his daughter, and because he's like, "How did they get into the DNA thing?" "Oh, maybe it's because it was my daughter." That
We
I
also
did
did leave out
blood.
that it was when her mother worked at Sterling's. Is when
Oh yeah.
Oh right.
He had sex with her, and then she got pregnant, and then he denied all responsibility and fired her.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Yes.
Guy really sucks the most.
He's just the worst.
Men.
Anyway, then we get a little news footage montage, and it's like Eddie's exonerated, Nick's exonerated, Cynthia's getting everything, like check, check, check. Everything's great. And then Nick gives his ex-wife like a key symbolically to be like, "I'm going to move wherever you guys end up." And then Nick and Sophia meet up at the bar. They kiss. Everything is great. And then we get a question mark 1 year later scene, which is as the credits roll.
It's like minimum 1 year. I'm going to guess like
Might be
supposed
2.
to think it's like 1 year, but with that amount of hair growth on her mother, I'm assuming it's like 3 years.
Yes. But the daughter's not much older. Yeah, so like, one of these things is movie magic. Like, I think it's the hair. I think it's 1 year later.
I think it's supposed to be 1 year later too, and they're just trying to show like she's better now, but like it wouldn't be that fast.
Right.
Did we ever officially add 1 year later to
I like, as in this moment we have not, but by the time this airs I will have changed it because I counted it on the game.
That was my question.
Because I was like, well, first of all, I was like, okay, let's count it as 1 year later. We agree. It's like the sentiment is 1 year later. And then at the same time, I was like, wait, when he read The Night Before Christmas, do they say Prancer in that? And then I was like, it wouldn't matter. One cancels out the other because one's going away and one's coming in. So anyway.
So true.
Yes. So 1 year later, we think, or sometime later, we see the moment that the Sophia has always wanted for her mom, and which everybody eating dinner. It's the lady from the bar who I think is like the mom's bestie, maybe.
I think so.
And then
I assumed like a cousin or something in that realm, like related. She
They're
knows
close.
everything that's going on.
yeah. And the roommate, and Nick and Maddie and Sophia and the mom. Mom has hair.
And I was just crying.
Yeah, this was just a very sweet moment. And this was the thing. So I watched this part so many times because I was trying to decide, is this Christmas? Like, is this at Christmas time?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because there's no decor. But I felt like I think it is supposed to be a Christmas time because of like the meal they're having and like, you know, of course it is. But, and they're all in sweaters. The one lady's in like a red plaid sweater, but that is the only speck of Christmas you could see.
That's so funny because
And
my
it-
mind must have just put Christmas into that
Is it
because
No,
just
there's-
felt
I felt
Christmas?
100% sure it was Christmas Day.
That's
Because it
what-
feels Christmas.
It feels
Mhm.
felt
Christmas.
in my
And it
heart.
was I feel like it was a really, really intentional choice that like the store is maximum visually Christmas. And then
Mhm.
this part is actually Christmas. I have goosebumps.
I have goosebumps too, and I might cry.
I got
know.
goosebumps too.
I
didn't.
feel like I'm gonna cry. And you didn't because all you care about is aesthetics.
Okay.
I'm changing my rating now. I'm tanking the rating for this.
Don't
My
worry,
rating's
we'll
a
hike
1
it up.
now. My rating's a 1. Figure out if this movie's Christmas.
Okay, mine's a 10.
Okay, let's jump to the ratings. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I think you care about more than that. I think you do.
In your heart.
I don't know.
We haven't been
maybe
able
don't.
to hear it.
Even
From
if you
you.
did only care about aesthetics, you would still give this a high rating.
Yeah, it's like London and Christmassy and the store
I'm keeping my rating where it was. Yeah. Don't worry.
at
I'm
one.
not actually. Well, yeah, I'm keeping it at a 1.
Okay, let's do ratings, everyone.
Let's do ratings.
Christmas Game, as we know, was a 4, which is not too bad considering it's not really that kind of a movie. Renee, do you want to give us your rating?
You know, I think it for me is like an 8.5. Can I do 0.5?
Sure.
That's so funny because I was thinking about a 0.5 too, but then I decided not to.
You can, because it gives us a point whatever on the average, and
Yeah.
I round up or down. If it's
Yeah.
5, it's the higher. If the point is 5, it's the higher number. If it's
Yeah.
below 5, it's the lower number.
Yeah, I think it's an 8.5 to me. I thought aesthetically it was beautiful. I felt the Christmas. Everything felt so Christmassy. I enjoyed it, which helps. Yeah, there was like the heart of Christmas. I felt
Mhm.
that. The only thing that's missing for me was like Christmas magic.
Yeah.
There has
always-
been a severe lack of Christmas
Yes.
magic in all of these movies, and it's
Yeah.
annoying the shit out of me.
Yeah. So I needed some Christmas magic. That's why I was going to give it an 8 at first, but the more I did feel Christmas in my heart. I did like the main characters. I liked the family aspect on both of their ends. Christmas revenge is so fun. I
Mhm.
love a Christmas heist, as I have said. So I was I didn't watch the trailer for this movie when I saw there was a movie called Jingle Bell Heist. I actually thought it was going to be way more like slapstick and like a dumb movie,
Mhm.
which I would have also probably enjoyed. But I actually think this was like that good classic London Christmas movie, which
Yeah.
I really love as well. Like a British Christmas movie really does it for me.
Same.
So 8.5 for me.
Great. I love that. Lauren, what have you got?
I mean, mine's pretty high too. Like, I was kind of like struggling between an 8 and a 9. So I don't know if I should also say 8.5.
Go for it.
Well, mathematically, that sounds like
That sounds like where you're
the
at.
right answer.
I really liked it. I watched it with my entire family watch it, and we all really liked it. And I cried a lot.
Great. Oh,
So I
yeah,
felt
know that-
Christmas.
Yeah. And also, I was at the beginning of the movie, I was thinking, does this mom count as dead parent? And then by the end, I was like, so
Thankfully
glad.
not. Yeah,
Yeah, I was
thankfully
like,
not.
definitely not.
I know. I was going to be
Definitely not.
upset if that was the case.
That was
Yeah.
it was like a great ending. Yes.
Yeah.
I loved it. Okay, Mame, where are you at?
I
feel like you're lower.
have a 7 for this one.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, no. It was, and literally, and I think it's now I'm getting comparative, which is probably my problem. I'm like 3 movies, no Christmas magic. I expected, and Renee, I also expected this to be a little bit more like slapstick and bad, and I was a little disappointed that it wasn't. I wanted that moment of them falling through the Santa
yes.
like I wanted about 5 times more of that. Like
That's what I said at the beginning. Yeah.
I was really hoping for more of that. This was a little more heartfelt and serious than I was like wanting, which definitely has like that's why it's like good movie, good review, definitely dragged in the middle a little bit.
Yeah.
The like Santa party caster lock, all of that situation is where I like paused it because I was high and bored. So that's why I was like, I can't give it higher. I was not as emotionally, and I am lately like cry at the drop of a hat, and I did not have any desire to cry for this like Lauren was. So that's why I'm like, okay, I'm under what Lauren and Renee put in, and I'm looking for more Christmas magic. Like, guys, give me
that's fair.
That's why I think the first movie got a higher rating for me, because that snowstorm felt like it was intentionally in as Christmas magic.
I think in the last movie there were more parts that were like closer to Christmas magic, even though they weren't either.
No.
But like there was at least multiple moments where it's like, were they trying to make that Christmas magic? But the storm was just like the sound effects made us think it was, and then what a letdown that it just fully wasn't. Just a storm.
I'm like, Lauren can back me up here. Weather witchery is magic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like in Home Alone when there's the big storm, which is why he gets to be home alone because like the lines are cut and everything. That's Christmas magic, right? Or no?
I would imagine, yeah.
Sure.
If we think that's Christmas magic, then I agree with you.
Home Alone just is Christmas magic. So.
It's a standard that cannot be met. So yeah, it's hard to compare. But the lack of Christmas magic is, I think, what's throwing me.
That's fine. That's fair. But I think I'll move on to my rating.
Please.
I think it was, overall, I was just like so happy that it finally felt like Christmas. The very end scene felt like Christmas, made me feel bad about myself because of how much I loved the store. And then it's like, this movie is telling me that's not Christmas, this is Christmas. And I believe them. Like, I was like, I'm a bad person.
No.
But...
you just love aesthetics.
Yeah, and you can do both. But I will say, like I said at the beginning, it could have done like with a little bit more silly, and it wouldn't have had to lose any of the heartfelt stuff. Just like a little bit lean into like the Chantal of it all a little bit more, and the like weird disguises and like the way that they bumbled through, like that part where the woman clearly knew at the caster lock that like she was bad at this, you know, like that could have been a little bit funnier because somebody watching might not have known, like if they weren't paying like clear attention to her like facial expressions, they might not have known that's what was going on. They might just...
I was high. I was like, oh, this woman's not believing her, and then I was like, but she must be believing her, and then I moved on.
Yeah, no, like that could have been sillier and funnier. The lady could have like told her, like, or like called her, like the way that Cynthia calls them out on how bad they were at it. Like that moment could have happened there. That would have been funny. Like there just could have been a little bit funnier parts with how bad they are at things, because I liked that about it.
That they like filmed and cut. I feel like in the edit we lost a lot of those, because you can tell from the like you brought up the costuming for him and his disguises, and that specifically feels like they wanted more of that silliness. And I have a feeling maybe they like there was the ability to make 2 edits, and one of them was more sincere, they fall in love story movie, and one is more like slapstick comedy of these people who happen to fall in love while they're doing this heist.
Yeah.
And I think that the seeds are planted for both, and they just went in one direction versus the other.
I saw a TikTok of someone saying that in their script writing class, they like read the script, like the original script for this movie, and they were like, the original script is like way better even.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, they were like, when she was like, when I read it, it was so good. She still liked the movie a lot, but she was like, it was even better just the original script. But probably like for Netflix and like, you know, appeasing, you know, higher up corporate or whatever, they had to like make changes.
And they try and keep all these Christmas movies an hour and a half, which I do like, but it does leave you wanting sometimes for like elements that got missed, you know?
Yeah, just a little bit more.
But anyway, I am going to do an 8. I'm not giving the 0.5 you guys are giving, because there is like room for growth for sure, but I really liked it.
Great.
But it did lag a little in some spots, and I do think could have been sillier. But all things considered, we are at an average of a 7.2.
Finally.
So for the first time on December 1st, which is when we're recording, it is Christmas.
Christmas.
This movie
It
is Christmas. I'm so happy. We're all happy. We already feel like it's Christmas. And spoiler, whenever we're recording the next one, well, Mame and I are going to do a mini episode when we're there, but when we record the next one, by that time, I think Oh What Fun will have come out, and I watched the trailer, and I cried in the trailer.
Oh.
Ooh, I haven't
So
watched any trailers for it.
I've
My
never even heard of
expectations
it.
are set way high on that one, and it better deliver.
Oh gosh.
It's Michelle Pfeiffer is like, it's like a
Oh,
clear,
yeah,
that
this one.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
we're
like a
excited for it.
matriarch movie. Like, she's the matriarch, and she's like had it with doing everything for everybody at Christmas, and she like kind of spirals and goes on like a road trip, and it looks so good.
It's going to be good.
It
Okay.
looks so good, and if it is not good, I will be really upset.
That's the thing. It might be good, but I'm like, is it going to be Christmas?
It has to be.
There
It
better be
has to
Christmas lights
Christmas.
and garland in
We
every
need
shot.
some Christmas movies. These Christmas movies have not been
They've not been delivering.
the best. Yeah,
And
this one
Disney
I liked.
didn't put out anything this year that has compelled me, which is crazy because 2
Yeah.
years ago they did Naughty Nine and Dashing. What's the one
Oh
where
yeah, Dashing
Ludacris?
Through the Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
The one with Ludacris was great too. That was 2 good ones in 1 year. Which also, if you guys didn't watch that one, watch it.
I didn't even know that.
It's really good.
Would you guys watch this movie again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it'll get thrown in the rotation next year. I don't know if I'm going to pay
For sure.
attention, but I'll watch it.
I'll tell people to watch it too.
Yeah.
I'll
Tell 'em
also
right now,
tell
Lauren.
people.
Well, like, I talk to clients all day, so they're going to ask me if they should watch it.
Do you tell your clients to watch this podcast?
Yes.
Good.
Great news. Well, don't forget that you can get our drinking game and play along yourself for the next one, which we do know will be Oh What Fun, I think.
Yay.
We hope.
I think.
So go to bestfriendsclubofficial.com and sign up for our email list, and that will give you the link, give you the link to download our drinking game or bingo game, whichever you prefer. And thanks so much.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Love
Love you.
you.